Welcome to the Coalition of Scrubs, and yes, that was all of our collective natural voices singing.
Rituals. After the fall of NEKROZ, you were never the same, and never that powerful as NEKROZ. But Konami still, even though they weren't creating strong ritual decks, create absolutely insane ritual spells. And in this particular list, we're going to take a look in the top 20 best ritual spells, in my opinion. But before we jump right into the list, there are two things I want to say. First and foremost, this is going to cover up all of the sets, including the released Drytron stuff and, Genesis Impactors, which you are more than welcome to check out tomorrow, the set review on my channel. So this is going to include up to that. All released ritual spells up to this point of day are fair game. So I'm just going to say that. Second thing before we begin, if you want to help a fellow creator, Alexis YT, in her time of needs, we are going to do here a stream tomorrow, which is for helping her, as well as you can check all the stuff related to the reason why she needs a little bit of support, which I'm not going to go on way too much and rant off. But if you want to help a fellow creator and an awesome person, and maybe even commission arts from her, you're more than welcome to check her on Twitter and maybe donate or purchase things from her. But without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Number 10. Primal Cry. While the card itself is not really the best in terms of the ritual monster it summons, the ability that this card shows, or should I say effect that this card gives in the graveyard, is pretty much remarkable. It's allowing you that during the end phase you can banish this card from the graveyard and target one ritual monster in your graveyard that was sent there from the field this turn and special summon it. Meaning that if you're able to send this by Foolish Burial Goods, and trust me, I tested it, means that you can summon any ritual monster of your choice. While it is not the best extender and could be a little bit more questionable, the fact that it's letting you use this in some particular decks and maybe even test and doing some fun things with this, just in my opinion, landed the top spot at number 10. Number 9. We have two ones for this one, which is Shinobird Calling and I Ritual. While I Ritual is a little bit less better than Shinobird Calling, both of them kind of have the same kind of an effect, which allowing you to ritual summon the monster of, said ritual, or should I say said archetype, and then you can also banish, in case of Shinobird Calling, spirit monsters from your graveyard on top of the usual conditions, which your total level is equal or exceed. Now, of course, it doesn't let you ritual summon the monster from the graveyard. In case of other ones, it only lets you to ritual summon from the hand, so that's making this a little bit worse. In case of I Ritual, however, unfortunately, it's have to be with an eye monster on the field. If you have an eye monster on the field, or should I say Adignister monster, you're able to essentially use monsters from your graveyard. So that's pretty much a condition that is not that hard to achieve as well. So, both of these kind of serve the same purpose. You essentially gain a ritual spell that can ritual summon from the hand or field with level equal or exceed, but on top of that can giving you use a little bit of different type of monsters. So yeah, this is just a ritual spell plus, and pretty good for number 9. Number 8. Advanced Ritual Art. Oh man, this card is amazing. Well, unfortunately running normal monster in a ritual deck is not the most amazing thing. The card itself is pretty powerful, letting you to ritual summon any one ritual monster you choose by sending normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard whose total level equal to the level of ritual monsters for that ritual monster. So that means that this card can just pretty much summon for you whatever. For example, let's say you're playing this in a weird something I did back in the day, a weird ritual dragon with Malphos and Chaos, or should I say, what is his name again? Chaos Max and stuff like that. You can do that. Well, the card itself probably only see play in decks like Blue Eyes at this point. Playing this in decks like Dark Magician, if you're trying to go to the ritual, is not a bad idea, and it also can foolish barrel to you monsters that you want to see in the graveyard. So decks that do like to use those normal monsters and still have ritual monsters on top, this card is just absolutely excellent, and the fact that it's able to send from your deck to the graveyard, making this card pretty good. Number 7, we have Dawn of the Herald. Pretty much summoning one of the best ritual monsters in the entire game in terms of its effect. The fact that it's able to negate anything by just discarding fairies is absolutely stupid. But the point is, the reason why Dawn of the Herald is such a good ritual spell is the fact that you're able to banish it after you ritual summon to retrieve one of your ritual tribute monsters. Meaning that, for example, if you're using, in the case of Ben 10, which is mostly what you use for Herald of Perfection, you're able to retrieve that Ben 10, get a search, and technically get 2 fairies to your hand for his interruptions, so it's pretty much recover for you what you want, making this card pretty good. Well, unfortunately, it's a little bit linear, and you kind of want to play this in only like Cyber Angels or specific decks that's specifically for Dawn of the Herald, or should I say Herald of Perfection, which I'm not sure these kind of stand this format or this kind of 2020. It's still a very interesting ritual spell and set a very, very high power bar because of its ability to retrieve to you things back. Number 6. For number 6, we have Incantation Inception. This card is absolutely amazing, as everybody knows. It's allowing you to tribute Incantation monster from your hand or field whose level is equal or exceeds the level of the ritual monster you're trying to summon. And it's already part of a ritual-related engine, which just helps decks so much. But not only that, on top of that, it's letting you to recover it by sending any so-called incantation card from your hand or face up from the field to the graveyard to get it back into your hand and special summon one incantation monster from your deck. This card is by itself able to recover it very, very quickly, but also able to essentially get rid of one of the incantations that you don't want and summon another to either retrieve a ritual monster or search a ritual spell or search a ritual monster. Absolutely a powerful card. The only downside for this one is the fact that it's locked to only use incantation monsters. If it wasn't for that, this card would have been probably on the top of the list. But because of it locked only for incantation, I think being on number 6 is just a good spot. Number 5. For number 5, we have a very big surprise for a lot of people, and that is Super Soldier Synthesis, which is the ritual spell, or the recent one, for Blackluster Soldier. And I'm standing by that this ritual spell is one of the best. While the conditions are not the most easiest to meet, it's allowing you to ritual summon any Blackluster Soldier monster from your hand or graveyard, meaning that if the card is in the graveyard, you can either ritual summon it back or send it for any something that you need from your hand to the graveyard, making your resources kind of better. The second thing is, it's allowing you to fuel up Chaos things. And while back in the day it wasn't really the best thing, now that we have Chaos space and Chaos stuff generally, the fact that you're able to send one light from your hand and one dark from your deck, or vice versa, for this particular thing with total level 8, meaning that you're able to fuel your plays very crazily. Because with some particular things, with a particular deck that I also showed on my channel, which is the Blackluster Soldier list that I shown, if you're able to summon Isolde and summon the level 1 that when it's sent to the graveyard able to banish itself and search any of the mini nights, which is beginning or twilight evening, you're able to use this to get the other one to the graveyard to then get your Blackluster Soldier and then set up 2 monsters for your chaos related monsters to essentially banish. This card, while it's not the strongest in the world, with the little bit of support that it got recently, kind of set up to one of the most strongest things that you ever see. While the archetype itself is not powerful, the ability to extend and allowing you to just do that, making this spell land top first in my number 5s. Number 4. GISHKI AQUAMIRROR. Do I even need to essentially emphasize why GISHKI AQUAMIRROR is so powerful? The fact that you're able to use this to summon GISHKI Zilgaigus, which allowing you to once per turn, not as hard once per turn, to pay 1,000 life points and draw a card and reveal it, and if it's a GISHKI monster, shuffle one card from the field to the deck is already absolutely amazing. But the fact that it letting you to essentially also shuffle it from the graveyard into the deck and target one ritual monster in your graveyard and return that to the hand, that's absolutely insane in terms of recovery. You can use that GISHKI monster for whatever you want. Link, Xyz, whatever you need. Get into your graveyard, get this to your hand, or the ritual monster back to your hand, and shuffle this back into your deck. And both of these are not a harder ones per turn. Well, it's not the strongest in 2020. Around 2017, this was still a pretty fun and legit strategy. And if we will be able to get more GISHKI cards, I feel like this could be, again, a pretty annoying card that just helped to push GISHKIs, and I'm all about it. So I think GISHKI AQUAMIRROR just deserves number 4, because it's not better than the rest of these spells here on this list in my opinion, but still very, very fun and create some very nice kind of infinite loops. Number 3, NEKROZ KALEIDOSCOPE. Yep, the big 3 guys, and in my opinion, this is the plays that Kaleidoscope need to land up. In my opinion, one of the NEKROZ ritual spells should have made this list, and in my opinion, Kaleidoscope is the best. The fact that you're able to ritual by using only one monster doesn't really seem that powerful. But the fact that you're able to ritual any number of monsters with a level equal to that particular monsters that you send is pretty strong. So you're able, for example, let's say if it was only locked to the main deck, you're able to send, let's say, for example, Valkyrius, for example, to summon 2 unicorns. Of course, if it's not locked for different names and stuff. But the fact that you're able to also access your extra deck by sending any level that you want from your extra deck, being at level 12, 10, 9, of course you have to match the level, but the fact that you're able to utilize your extra deck and maybe even get a search on top of that depending on the card that you're sending is absolutely ridiculous. It's only a hard once per turn of a ritual spell, but the fact that you're able to just utilize your extra deck, sending a level 12 and then maybe summoning a level 4 and a level 8 is pretty powerful, or sending a level 10 to summon a level 4 and a level 6. Or sending a level 12 again to summon 3, 4, and 5. Now, of course, the level 5 is not that good, but you know what I mean. The fact that you're able to utilize your extra deck for your ritual plays is pretty powerful, and I think making NEKROZ KALEIDOSCOPE land pretty well in the bronze medal. Number 2, the REVENDREAD ritual spells. Yes, these 2 are very powerful. While some people will consider me biased and say that these ritual spells because it's my favorite archetype, I feel REVENDREAD's ritual spells are absolutely amazing. While the archetype itself is not the strongest, the ritual spells are insane. In case of Origin, it's just like number 9 on this list, but also with the combination on number 5 of this list, which is Super Soldier Synthesis, giving you the ability to ritual summon any REVENDREAD ritual monster from your hand or graveyard, just like Super Soldier Synthesis, and using from your hand, field, or banish zombies from your graveyard to the ritual summon, just like Ritual or Shino Bird Calling, just making it a great combination on the 2. But this ritual spell wouldn't have been good because of that. No. The only reason why this ritual spell is so good is because compared to the rest of these, or most of these, it's searchable also on top of that with pre-preparation of rites. While Shino Bird Calling is searchable by pre-preparation of rites, and some of these are, the fact that it have the effects of like Shino Bird's Calling of banishing, as well as the effect of Super Soldier Synthesis of using summoning the monster from the graveyard, and can be searchable and give a protection for your REVENDREAD Slayers and be searchable with a REVENDREAD Slayer by preparation of rites, making this card absolutely insane. Now, like I said, the ritual archetype is not the strongest, but this card already shows you that the ritual spells of REVENDREADs are no joke. On top of that, while it is a harder once per turn, we have REVENDREAD Evolution, which is pretty much allowing you to send, just like Advanced Ritual Art, one REVENDREAD monster from your deck. The levels has to be the same, but you can make a combination by using card from your hand or field, or send a Revendread monster from your deck. Most of the time it's going to be a Revendread, or should I say a Vendread Battlelord, and send from your deck a Vendread Battlelord to summon it back from your graveyard. And again, once again, allowing you to summon the ritual monster from your graveyard as well. While the ritual monster will be destroyed during the end phase of the next turn, you don't really care about that because most of the time you either use it for Link, or you'll find a way to just get it off the field and get the searching. This card is also absolutely insane. These two cards, in my opinion, are just great ritual spells, but they're not as good as number 1. But just to show you that these ritual spells are Konami did power up the power of ritual spells. But they didn't really give power for the ritual monsters or the ritual archetype overall. So yeah, while it is my favorite archetype, I still think it's not the best. And while it is really, really strong, I don't think Revendread are the strongest archetype in the game. And I do agree that these ritual spells are not the best in the world, but they are very, very powerful. And without a particular ritual spell that was released really recently or revealed really recently, I could argue that they're the best ritual spells in the world, but for now, they're not. Because the number 1 spot is Meteornis Drytron. Dear God, it's hard for me to pronounce this one. This card is absolutely number 1. This card is absolutely ridiculous for a ritual spell. First and foremost, it's allowing you to ritual summon any ritual monster from your hand or graveyard, already giving you the options of Super Soldier Synthesis and, well, Revendread Origin. Also, just like Revendread Origin, it's not a hard once per turn. While it is not searchable by pre-preparation of rites, its saving grace that is allowing you to tribute machine monsters from your hand or field whose total level equal to or exceed the attack of the ritual monsters. And yeah, that's pretty good. On top of that, it's allowing you to target, if this is in your graveyard, allowing you to target one Drytron monster you control until the end of your opponent's next turn. It loses exactly 1000 attack, but you can recover this to your hand. Now you might think to yourself, why is that so good? Well, most of your Drytron ritual monsters have 4000 attack, which is really, really strong. And your Drytron monsters have 2000 attack each, so you can essentially tribute your machines to be 4000 immediately. So this just making the monster 1000 attack less, which is not really a big deal, and you're able to recover this back if you're not using this on a monster on the field that you're going to get rid of anyway. The fact that this ritual spell is kind of giving me a feeling of invocation by its so easy way to retrieve, the fact is it's so easy to search in the archetype, and the fact that it's allowing you to ritual summon from your hand or graveyard any ritual monster, in my opinion, landed number 1, because let's be honest, Drytron, while restrictive, they're kind of the invoked version of rituals. Konami kind of learned from this and kind of make them a little bit more restrictive, but they're very, very powerful and should not be underestimated. And that's why I'm saying that Drytron, in my opinion, land hand first for its ritual spells at number 1. But that's pretty much it for my list. Yep, this is my list in my opinion, and like I said, Drytron is pretty much the best ritual spell beside the Vendread ones, because I do agree that this is very, very powerful, and it's just such a strong ritual spell. But I hope you enjoyed and kind of found out why my reasoning was like this. So yeah, see you all next time. Remember, creativity is the key in this game. Have a good day, stay safe, see you next time. Bye-bye.
We don't play good decks, we play bad decks well. Scrubs by choice, in this abyss we dwell.